Talk of Love and War by Don Haworth, with William Nye as Tom and Hugh Ross as James.
James and I flew night fighters on intruder operations over Western Europe, and we lived in a cubicle of a corrugated hut which we shared with an iron stove. Both the stove and James were out when I got back from leave, so I went to bed and was well asleep when James came in.
Tom?
Hmm?
Oh, sorry to disturb you.
That's okay.
You weren't due back today. What like a leave do you have?
It was fine.
Grand to see you.
It's grand to see you. Has anything happened?
They stuck a tannoy in a pole outside our hut.
Oh, Christ.
And my nav, Bill Slater's bust his ankle playing football.
Can he hobble?
Fine.
Well, that's okay. The navigators don't fly with their feet.
That's what he says. He flies with his head.
Navs all have big heads. You can pick out the caps on the pegs.
He's growing a moustache.
Oh, he look like a pork butcher.
He does.
In fact, they'd be better totally legless. They take up less room.
I'm glad you had a good leave.
That's fine.
Grand.
I was piss poor, really.
Nobody whom you knew?
No. And I dug the allotment. I took my mother to the pictures twice. She sent me some rock buns.
Oh, that's good of her.
Well, it wasn't piss poor, really. It was just sort of...
Moderate.
Yeah. So I came back. What are you all bulled up for?
How?
Well, your best uniform. Where you been?
Out.
How many ops have you done while I was away?
Just the one.
The one?
The one that was scrubbed the night before you went. We did it a couple of nights later.
Well, and since then?
Nothing. We've had 3 scrubbed on account of the weather.
Well, it was all right where I was.
Apparently it wasn't all right where we were going.
And so the whole war effort has ground to a halt in my absence.
I believe the chiefs of staff were drafting a letter requesting your return.
And so what of the victory for which people of all beliefs and none so fervently pray?
More doubtful.
And the peace for which all hearts yearn?
More remote.
Well, did you find that mobile fighter beacon where we got in among them?
They changed frequency.
Well, they do. Every 15 minutes. We had it plotted, for Christ's sake. I told Andy to get a fix.
A cocked hat.
All right, a cocked hat.
It was a rather large cocked hat.
How large?
It took in about half of eastern Belgium.
Good God. Well, how many did you shoot down?
6.
That's what our respected intelligence officer wrote in his report.
No. 1 probable.
Yes. Very sound, old George. He can see through a pack of wild claims. It's his legal experience as a solicitor, having dealt in court with galleries of lying criminals.
Thank you.
Not at all. Ooh, got a scarf for you. It's in my grip.
Oh, will I open it?
Sure. Take your pick. My mother got 2 off an old bird who organises knitting for the Merchant Navy.
Oh, ban on. Pity to deprive the sea dogs, though. Did you know there's only 18 inches freeboard in a loaded tanker?
I don't have your access to the factual Scottish newspapers. And the rock buns are in the red tin.
Oh, wizzo. Oh, very kind of your old lady.
Yes. OK, how about bounding into your pit and getting the light out? I've had a hard day on the railway.
Fine. Oh. I've something to tell you. It'll maybe wait till morning.
Well, go on. Now you started.
Tim Unwin and Roger Jackson bought it.
How?
There was a Halifax squirming about coned in searchlights, and some Lanks and Halifaxes steered into the dark area above the crossed beams. And a couple of ME-110s went in after them, and Tim went in after the MEs. A Lank and a Halifax went up in flames, and another heavy went down. Possibly it was a 110.
Well, they don't look all that much alike.
I only got a glimpse. It wasn't burning too well when I lost sight. Then Tim and Roger went up.
You saw it was them?
Only a mozzie goes up like that.
No parachutes?
No time. Just woof.
What hit them?
Dunno. Bill thought the 110s had cleared by then, so maybe they were hit by our own heavies.
Standard practice.
Or maybe the flak lifted above the searchlight beams.
Well, it's a played-out move. I never managed to talk to Tim much.
Buttoned-up bloke. Bad time as a wee lad, I believe. He joined up as a boy apprentice way back.
Did he have no parents?
Something like that.
So what's happened to his personal clubber?
Old Harry's coping.
Roger was married.
They found a stack of letters in his locker from a young lady in Wisbeach.
He was getting on in years for that kind of thing.
26. He'd done a tour on Lancs, of course.
So what happened about her? I mean, they couldn't send the official Billy Doo to 2 ladies, could they?
You know, old Harry drafted a sort of uncompromising letter for one of the blokes to send her. You know, "Dear Madam, I am writing to the friends and acquaintances of the late lamented Roger Jackson to impart the sad tidings, etc." Andy wrote it.
Well, I hope he made a better job of it than he did of his cocked-up cocked hat.
Oh, he only had to copy out what old Harry wrote.
And that's about his level. Have we got a replacement aircraft?
None arrived.
Well, what's being done about it?
I don't know. You're the flight commander.
Well, I've been on leave, for Christ's sake.
You're back now.
Oh, come on, James. Get out of your Sunday suit and let's have the bloody light off.
Sorry.
He'd have made a good pilot, Tim, on them.
Nice bloke. Sort of loner by nature.
No, I could never really talk to him.
He didn't talk. Even old Harry didn't get him to talk.
The thing is, his flying was correct. He stuck to the book. The CO said to me one day, "Isn't he rather lacking in flair?"
He's a bloody goon. I believe he earned his crust before the war flying biplanes in an air circuit.
That's what he claims. Actually, he was a ringmaster of a flea circus. No, I mean, a bloke like Tim who flies correctly develops flair. He needs the luck to have the time.
Sure.
I've seen enough of these cowboys who finish in a smoking heap because of too much flair and panache to remember to reset the bloody altimeter.
Yep. Okay for lights out?
It's been okay for nearly an hour.
Fine. Tom?
Yes?
I've something else to tell you.
Go on.
I'm going to get married.
Who to?
Wife sergeant in the post office.
A blonde girl?
No, dark. Welsh.
Well, I haven't a very good memory for faces.
No. I'll tell you about it tomorrow.
I look forward to hearing. Did you put the lid back on the rock buns?
Yes. Good night, Tom.
Good night, James. I should say something about the third inhabitant of our abode, the iron stove, which, although inanimate, was the centre of our life, as a dog may be in a civilian residence. It was lined with fire clay, out of which James had chipped a panel so a rectangle in the outer casing glowed when the stove was going, and we made toast on non-operational nights with bread stolen from the mess. Some evenings we played ping-pong or billiards, but often we were sufficiently clapped out to be content to sit on our beds and read or listen to the wireless. James actually never read much except TM, which was a comic magazine designed to convey training memoranda in an appealing form. Oh, and the papers from home, which had columns of such facts as the number of inches of freeboard on a loaded tanker, and jokes reflecting the keen Scottish interest in drunkenness, football, and domestic disharmony. This, in the days before his thoughts turned to marriage, left his mind free to work up hypochondria about his aircraft.
You know this intermittence in fuel transfer I have from the drop tank to the starboard outer...
I believe I have heard you mention it.
I had a talk to Alec today.
Which Alec?
Engineering officer. You know, it isn't a puck across feed.
So I'm told.
It works on air pressure from the outlet side of an engine vacuum pump.
I'm prepared to believe it.
But I understand from Alec that the feeds in both the port and starboard wings are worked from the port engine.
Okay. If he says so.
It seems a lopsided system.
Well, write a snotty letter to de Havilland's.
It might account, though, for the fact that I only get this trouble on the starboard side.
It might well. How about putting the kettle on? Try a transfer into the teapot.
Sure. What's that you're reading?
It's a book old Harry put me onto. It's Proust.
Literary?
Very.
He's a well-clued-up bloke, old Harry.
He's a good adjutant.
He was a regular, wasn't he? Where did he learn to read?
Well, they chucked him out when he bust up his leg, and he'd bugger all to do for several years, but read books.
What's it about?
Love, jealousy, that sort of thing.
Oh, aye.
It was hard to say, really. Well, there's 12 volumes of it, and old Harry's only got 2 and 7.
That's sparse.
But he's hoping with the help of God to knock off several volumes they have in the station library at West Croxford.
Must be difficult for you, sorting it out.
Yeah, especially as they're very long sentences, and if you're interrupted in the middle of one, you've got to go back to the beginning. It's more like playing snakes and ladders than reading a bloody book.
I'm sorry.
Not at all. But I want it to last, till old Harry knocks off the other volumes, and then I'll whip through the whole caboodle in the proper order.
If you're spared.
Another snag old Harry mentioned, the bloke who wrote it was queer.
Is it about sodomy?
No, it's about men and women. But being clued up only about queers, he simply transferred their relationships to normal people, which apparently is misleading.
You should have sent him on a conversion course. Don't think I've ever met a queer.
You wouldn't. They're all in the Navy.
Would you like some toast?
One day our stove, which was an indispensable companion on those evenings, suffered a nasty accident. Aircraftman Harold Lusty was charged with the duties of awakening us at unusual hours, which he did well, of keeping squalor at bay in our abode, which he did moderately well, and with lighting the stove at permitted times, which was utterly beyond his ability. We would come back to find the stove out, the air filled with smoke and floating scraps of burned paper. One day, he completely blackened our den. What is it?
Before you go in, brace yourself.
What?
What the hell's happened?
He tried to light the stove with petrol.
Is he all right?
Except his
I'll
nerves.
fix his nerves. I'll put him on a fizzer. He'll get 112 days.
That's what he said.
Said what?
You'd put him in a fizzer and he'd get 112 days.
Where is he now?
Gone into hiding.
The place is running with water.
His prompt action with the stirrup pump when the flames were licking round the walls.
Our beds are saturated. He's deliberately hosed them down. I'll have him shot.
He said he'd have him shot.
Well, by way of accepting his fate.
No, by way of proposing an alternative.
Which is what?
That I should shepherd you to a remote place so he might return privily and in safety and renew his efforts to light the stove as a means of counteracting the dousing that followed his earlier attempt.
Thereafter, James took it upon himself to light the stove. A stream of visitors came to view the squalor of our abode. Mess guests were brought, enser artistes, and even a couple of army officers. Old Harry, who at one time had preserved the peace on the northwest frontier by bombing native villages, said that in all his travels he'd never enjoyed the privilege of viewing so squalid a den, nor even read of one in his many excursions into the world's literature. But we painted it up, and under James's care our stove thrived so greatly that those who had derided our abode now craved license to come and make toast. James's navigator, Bill Slater, was a great toast maker. And so, until his untimely demise, was Roger Jackson, when not absent on operations or, as it transpired, visiting his lady friend at Wisbeach.
Alex said he might drop in tonight.
I reckon our abode has become the social centre of the whole station.
Gale and Hemsdale get more visitors.
It's fair dues. They've half a hut to start with and a couple of good armchairs they got from home.
Gale and Hemsdale. They sound like a furniture shop.
Quite.
I believe they've acquired a chamber pot.
Oh, they lack for nothing.
No.
Except our stove.
Quite.
And your superb handling thereof.
Thank you.
I mean, your flying leaves much to be desired, but your stove handling is unequalled throughout the command.
They've had a go at chipping the lining off their stove for toast making.
What happened?
The whole bloody lot fell.
Whizzo, bang on.
So that when they get it roaring, it glows like an exhaust stack. And gives all their visitors a foretaste of hell.
It's like in this book I'm reading.
Comrade Proust.
Well, different people have salons and compete for custom. Well, there's a pair of turds called Verdurin, and they regularly get a football crowd, but only vulgar bods, you know, like all the scum and the riffraff.
That sounds very much like Gale and Hemsdale. Dickie, your nav goes.
Exactly, that makes the point. He's a good nav, but he keeps low company. He patronises pubs full of whores and spivs, whereas our place, by contrast, strongly resembles the salon of the Duchess de Guermantes.
Oh, that's the right ring about it.
Yes, aristocratic old bint. And if any of the riffraffs saunter in, they get the bums rush, head over heels, down the grand staircase, no messing.
If Gale and Hemsdale get the chop, we'll maybe move into their room, smartish.
I hadn't thought of that.
And as they fly together...
2 birds with 1 stone.
But we'll take our stove.
Wasn't it cemented in?
Och, I could cope.
In fact, thinking more positively about it, if we see him go up in flames, we'll execute a 180-degree turn forthwith and nip back and shift the stove and our clopper into their premises while other claimants are still embroiled with the enemy.
We could get shot for that.
It'd be worth it.
But then, thinking even more positively still, you might help to bring about this happy turn of events by leading them into the harebrained forays you normally reserve for me.
You're up for a go?
I prefer their hut and a lease of life to enjoy it.
I believe old Harry's going to get something about your stove handling written into your citation.
Oh, very decent of him.
And your old man will be able to wear his kilt and topper outside Buckingham Palace. And your mother, no doubt, will get a new hat out of it.
Which is fine, but doesn't get us Gale and Hemsdale's hut.
No. I'll bear in mind what you propose about sending them to their death.
Instead of always chucking me in. Just wean yourself away from the habit.
I'll try to.
Hemsdale started a conversation in the mess, which was interrupted, but I think he was working round to permission to come and toast to our stove.
To come and toast here?
I think that's what he was after.
Well, I don't think we'd actually deny anybody in the squadron a toasting licence.
And they're nice blokes, Gale and Hemsdale. Apart from hogging the most palatial premises.
Yeah, but the etiquette of it. I mean, they're proprietors of a rival salon.
They shouldn't ask to use our stove.
Well, quite, and we won't ask to use their pub. The day after I got back from leave, I intended to have a long lie in bed. But the incendiarist, aircraftman Lusty, woke me up clattering around with his buckets and brooms, and the new tannoy outside the hut, endlessly speaking tin sentences, made further sleep impossible. It was like living in a dog track. So I got up and cycled round, having a look at the aircraft and hobnobbing with people, which in the end took longer than a proper working day. When I got back, James had lighted the stove and left the bread in its proper place under my shirts. It was nowhere to be seen. He came in at 10:30.
Hi.
Where have you been?
Out. The young lady I told you about.
Who's that?
The one I'm going to marry.
Straight up?
Yes.
Oh, you did tell me. I'm sorry, James. I didn't take it in. I was dozing off.
The wife sergeant in the post office. She's called Gwyneth.
Oh, most charming. I've often noticed her.
You haven't. But it's good of you to say so. It may seem a bit sudden to you.
No.
I've been out with her on occasion for quite some time.
Was that who it was?
Yes. Then last week, as you were away and we'd no ops, well, we went out together every night. And, well, that's it. Will you be my best man, Tom?
Sure. Have you sort of fixed a date?
Oh, complications I'll tell you about, but very soon.
Oh, fine. Congratulations.
Thing is, Tom, I don't know whether I've done right.
You're not sure of her?
No, I'm very sure. The thing is, if I get the chop, she's already lost one bloke.
Fiancé?
No, she was married to a wireless operator in Coastal Command. Disappeared over the Atlantic.
When?
2 years ago. They were only married 3 months. They'd rented a cottage.
Well, she knows the score, James.
Yes.
And she must know you well enough to know that if she had second thoughts...
I've said that to her. She's as sure as I am.
Well, then. Press on. I'll be proud to be your best man.
Thank you, Tom.
And your old man will be able to turn out in his kilt and topper.
And my mother will get another new hat. Thing is, Tom, she's older than me.
How much?
2 years. She's 22. Do you think that matters?
No. Well, I'm a year older than you. I still think of you as a fellow human being, child of the same God.
Oh, decent of you.
Well, it's just that I've got more flying hours in, and I'm that bit wiser, that bit more mature.
But shorter.
What's that got to do with it?
Rounding out your analogy. She is, too. Oh, I'd like you to meet her, Tom.
Well, I'd like to.
I took the liberty of booking a table at the Crown for tomorrow night.
Fine. Well, except have you seen the charts in the Met Office?
No.
It's possible our services may be required. Intelligence officer is as thick as a bloody tree trunk.
Were we sure it wasn't a dummy airfield we hit?
I told him there were 3 109s taking off.
David said 2.
Well, 2 or 3. What's the bloody odds? A characteristic of dummy aircraft, whatever the number is, they don't take off. You'd think that would be apparent even to an intelligence officer.
So what's he written it down to?
I don't know, I came away. His usual 1 probable, I think. The minimum possible above bugger all. He thinks he's still a country solicitor filling in bloody income tax returns for farmers. 1 probable.
And that credited to Gale and Hemsdale, no doubt.
No doubt. He's always round there. A notorious sitter in their armchairs.
Complete sycophant.
He's corrupt to the core. I'm getting into the sack.
Oh. They still haven't fixed the transfer from my starboard drop tank.
No.
And the instrument dimmer, they put a new thing in. Rheostat, would it be?
There's nothing they wouldn't stoop to.
It's bad enough before. But now it's either so bright it's like sitting in the middle of Blackpool illuminations, or it's so dark I can't even read the rev counters under my nose. Oh, I really will have a go at Alec today.
He's a dead loss. See Flight Sergeant Whale. Alec's no qualifications.
I thought you got a degree in engineering at Aberdeen.
Yeah, but in sewage engineering.
Surely not.
Yes, and it's not strictly applicable to his present post, except for giving him a very sound working knowledge of how to drop people in the shit.
Okay for lights out.
Okay. We usually came back from operations weary and uncharitable. Flying in combat required a fair amount of brute force. It's a sort of navvy's job in a sitting posture. And the day leading up to it was often long, attending briefings, doing ground and air tests, and cycling miles between aircraft dispersals and one group of huts and another. Hundreds of people were a wheel, endlessly summoned here and there by the loudspeakers. Sometimes when targets were changed during the day, it would go on for 10 hours before takeoff. And sometimes at the end, the whole thing would be scrubbed when we were strapped into the cockpits, running up the engines. But we had no operation the following night, and I met James's Gwyneth at dinner in the pub. There's nothing much to say about it, except that I understood why I wanted to marry her. She was bright, but composed and serene. James's counterpart, really, in a woman. And sleepy as I was, I could have sat all night in their company.
Shut.
Freddie, this bloke she was married to, he was a very enterprising sort of bloke. Taught himself the piano. Used to pound it out in the miners' club with the pints, bouncing on the top.
Was he a coal miner?
Yes, he only volunteered for aircrew to get out of the mines.
What did he fly in?
Sunderland's. He did the cooking and apparently became very good at it. Ginned himself up from a book and did very delicate repasts, curries and fruit salads, that sort of thing.
It must be funny flying in a kite big enough to cook in.
You get used to it. I believe taxing's dicey, though, in a flying boat because they've got the current as well as the wind to cope with. She'd been quite nervous at the prospect of meeting you.
Nervous with me?
You alarm people.
I alarm people.
They don't know when you're joking.
Well, I don't know myself.
And you've a very decisive manner, you know.
Oh, I cultivate that.
I know.
I don't overheat my cylinder head with ratiocination.
That's apparent.
I work on the excellent naval principle. Say something, if only goodbye.
I know, but other people don't, which is why you alarm them. Oh, shot. But when we're married, Gwyneth and me, do you think they'll post one of us away?
Well, not deliberately, I don't suppose, as an act of policy, but if a posting came up. Ask old Harry.
If I did get permission to live out or whatever's necessary, I trust you wouldn't be offended, Tom.
Christ, no.
Just thought I'd mention...
Provided, of course, I don't get some scrofulous warrior in your pit.
You've a right to a room to yourself.
I like a roommate. I'll have him deloused as a precaution.
And you'll be all right with the stove.
Sure. James, what's on your mind?
Well, a sort of legal thing.
Legal thing?
Whether Fred is dead for legal purposes.
Oh.
You know, whether she's free to remarry.
Yeah.
He was posted missing. Well, how long after that does it take for people to be presumed killed?
15 weeks, isn't it?
Oh, it can't be, surely. Blokes have come back through Spain and Sweden after 2 years.
He can't come back through anywhere, James. They were lost over the North Atlantic, weren't they?
Yes.
Well, they went into the drink then. There's nowhere else for them to go. Was anything sighted? Wreckage? Oil?
Nothing.
Well, that's it, then. They wouldn't last 5 minutes in the North Atlantic in winter. Old Harry will know all about the legal aspects. Ask him.
She said she'd prefer to inquire herself.
That's fair enough.
It was winter when he went missing. February. Nothing but snowdrops in the garden of this cottage they rented. He got hanging baskets of flowers from somewhere and hung them around the house.
Did he? I see. Freddie became, if you count the stove, an honorary fourth member of our abode. James often came back from seeing Gwyneth with some story about him, and even to me at third hand, this man, long dead, never known to either of us, assumed a quite vivid existence. One weekend, James and Gwyneth went to London together, and he came back this time not only with further information about Freddie, but also with another volume of Proust, which Gwyneth had discovered for me in a second-hand bookshop.
She made the point that she didn't wish to take up all my time.
I'm sure.
You know, that you and I should slope up together sometimes.
Well, we bags of time. I don't like London.
She just didn't want you to feel...
I don't, James. Not in the least. Time regained.
The final volume. It's the only one she could find.
Well, it's very good of her.
And I know you're not troubling about the order you read them in.
I'll use this to shame old Harry. I'll point out that it's a gift, and I can't get stuck into it until he remembers the volumes he keeps forgetting to knock off from West Croxford.
You could maybe take a wee dip into it like people sneak a look at the end of detective tales.
No, I'll keep it. Treasure it. Then apart from these two I've read, I can go through the whole shoot in the correct firing order.
It might actually be an advantage to have just the last one.
Oh.
If you had to plough through the whole lot and got the chop in the middle, you'd never know how it ends. This way you can go down laughing.
Thanks. I'll give you a resume, so if similarly placed, you'll be in a position to join in the mirth.
We slept together.
Well, fine. How'd you cope?
Okay. She'd had previous practice, of course. Got a few hours in.
Enjoyable?
Fine.
It's something I keep meaning to try myself.
I can recommend it. Bang on.
Has she managed to sort out the legalities about Freddie?
Yes, she can go ahead and marry. But she asked me not to press her, give her time.
When was this?
Coming back in the train. She's always believed he'd come back.
Well, that's not possible.
She knows, but she's continued to visit his family in Yorkshire, and it's sort of left implicit between them that he might come back, though probably only his mother really believes it anymore.
I understand.
But it's become a sort of faith with Gwyneth as well, you know. Not reason, but like people have religious faith. She prays for him.
I see.
She'd never been out with anybody until me, and she thought that sleeping with me might just finally...
Transfer poor old Fred to the right filing cabinet.
Yes.
Well, it could hardly be expected just overnight.
I know, that's why she said give her a little more time.
Gwyneth, who had waited so long for Freddie, was constant also in her waiting for James. When he was due back from an operational flight, she came to the edge of the woods by the perimeter track, like an early morning animal, and waited until he'd taxied into his dispersal, and then quietly went. She waited on the morning when all the crews got back, except James with Bill Slater, and left their aircraft standing silent round the field. Trees dripped. Runway lights sparkled in the mist, and she waited, trim and compact, as though she were standing at a bus stop. Globules of moisture forming a grey down over the wool of her greatcoat as the minutes went by. He arrived silently, a flat bird hanging against the mist, 25-degree flap, undercarriage descending, port engine stopped, wing tattered, fuselage streaked with oil. He touched down, throwing up spray, losing speed nicely, across the intersection, slowing, rolling, almost stopped, turning off with a burst from the good engine. Firemen, fast out on their tender, threatened the aircraft with nozzles like asbestos pistoleros, and medical orderlies wormed in through the hatch in the starboard fuselage. They were a long time inside, and they brought out Bill Slater dead, and slotted his stretcher into their ambulance like a baker's tray into a bread van, and drove away. James crossed the grass head down, a batsman returning to the pavilion after a lost innings, walking slowly to postpone the ordeal of a sympathetic reception. The episode helped Gwyneth to a decision.
She's going to see Freddie's folks.
Yes?
Tell myself.
Sure.
And we'll bang in for a few days' leave. See her folks and mine.
Sure.
Her old man's got a grocer's shop near Carnarvon.
An honourable calling?
If he's looking for an errand lad, I might not come back.
Sure.
I'd settle for that. Running messages for her old man.
It's a start.
And only a start. I'd have a whole lifetime with her, and I'd finish up a retired grocer.
It's a fair pinnacle.
It won't be reached by most of our friends.
No.
Nor by the poor sods we've sent down in flames. Nor by millions of people on both sides who've died in torment and millions more to come.
No.
If I didn't have Gwyneth, Tom, I don't think I could go on.
No.
It's, my confidence.
Well, anybody'd be shaken.
I don't mean just now, for weeks past.
It doesn't show.
No. I can hold on, Tom. She's gone through a bad time, but you'd never guess, would you?
No, you certainly wouldn't.
She has this kind of serenity. It just helps, that's all.
Sure.
I didn't know he was dead till they lifted him out the kite.
There was a very good walk from the airfield. You saw men working in the fields behind great horses, and the air was sweet with the smell of nettle-grown farmyards. We were never beyond the sound of aero engines, but it was a noise we didn't hear. From the top of a rise, on a clear day, we could count 12 church towers and watch a panting engine haul its toy wagon slowly across the plain. James led me out on the stroll the day after Gwyneth got back from seeing Freddie's folks.
His old lady wept, but his old man and his brother told her to go ahead. His brother took her down to the club for a few pints and kind of said, "See, they've got a new pianist." Mm-hmm. And he introduced another bloke and said, "This gentleman's taken over Freddie's share of the whippets. And I've taken over Freddie's suits." Apparently it all ended in a laugh, with jokes about him needing to let out the waist and the backside. Some old wives discovered what it was all about, and they all proceeded to a great booze-up in honour of Gwyneth's forthcoming marriage.
Great people.
Apparently, his father said it's the sensible thing, Gwyneth. Mother knows he's gone. But write to her, if you would, for a time.
It's sort of moving, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's all okay?
That's all okay.
Well, I'm very pleased, James. Very pleased.
Just got a week's leave now and see her folks and mine.
Bang on. And you were down at the flights this morning?
Yes.
Taking counsel with Alec and Flight Sergeant Whale. In most earnest conclave.
I was hoping you wouldn't know.
Yes. Are you going to tell me, or shall I guess?
Don't guess. You'll guess right.
Unpredictable feed from the drop tank to the starboard outer. And what other neurosis did you divine in your brief flight in this new and apparently excellent aircraft?
Not a neurosis, it's a fault. You try it.
An additional fault?
Yes. Engines splutter when she's bounced hard.
Cough?
More than a cough.
Well, they all do. They don't like negative G.
It's more than that. It's a carburation fault.
Well, what did the plumbers say?
Alec recited his piece from the textbook, and Flight Sergeant Whale said he'd check through. Obviously, they thought what you think.
I was thinking of awarding you a clock for a wedding present.
Oh, we could use a clock, fine.
Yeah, it developed hypochondria. It'll have to be something non-mechanical. Pair of bookends, perhaps.
Fine. We mean to do a bit of reading. You know what I said about feeling good?
When last mentioned, it was about not feeling bad.
Same thing. She said I give her confidence the same way.
Well, you can see she feels good.
She said she was very happy with Freddie, but he was a good bit older, and his kind of sparkling personality, she kind of felt not quite dominated.
Subdued?
No, not even as strong as that. Overshadowed a wee bit.
Yeah.
She said she'd never said that to anybody before.
James and Gwyneth got their leave and went off to see their parents and arrange a wedding date. Good weather blessed their trip and gave the squadron an excellent week. We flew 3 operations, 2 sticking round the Bomber stream at 17,000 feet, and one a low-level attack on airfields. I was sorry James missed it. He came back a day earlier than expected and was flaked out on top of his bed when I got in quite late in the evening. James!
Tom.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're back early?
Oh, train times.
Was something amiss, James?
No.
I've been wielding the cue down at the mess. Why didn't you come down?
I did. I observed you wielding the cue. Didn't want to disturb you.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
They tell me you shot down 7.
George actually credited us with 7 in his intelligence reports.
And 2 to you personally.
George's sanity waxes and wanes with the phases of the moon. He's going through a sound phase.
What were they?
A 110 that was throttling back in a leisurely way for a position under a lank, and a JU-88 that we had a bit of a dice with first. Cyril Gale claimed an HE-219A.
Rare kite.
Rare bloke. We got nothing credited for the low-level job, but that's fair enough.
You can't offer an inventory.
Some bloody great explosions there. They couldn't have all been naffy T-vans.
Did George say they were?
Not this time, but he's said it before, hasn't he?
Oh, yes.
When he's been cavorting through his maniacal phase. My nav, Dickie, really on top form. On the 110 in particular, he lined me up so I don't need to press the button.
He's a good operator.
Oh, and about your navigator, they intend to give you Flight Sergeant Keeble.
What's happened to David?
Well, nothing. There's just something given way in his back. He'll be in dock for a month, so if you fly with Joe Keeble, you know, just...
Meantime? Be delighted.
Old Harry got a letter back from Bill Slater's dad.
I meant to go and see Bill's dad.
He's keeping his letter for you to see.
I'd have gone to see him, except things took up more time than...
Yeah, sure.
I'll go next week.
It
hasn't worked out, Tom.
Your arrangements?
Yes. We went up to my folks first, which was what Gwyneth wanted, and it went really well there.
Yeah.
They'd obviously had forebodings, but as soon as they met her, Tom...
I can well imagine.
Oh, my mother, I've never seen her so pleased. She said, "You marry her, you'll not find another like that one." The old man forked out for a dinner at the Caledonian Hotel. Then we went down to her place. I don't want to put it wrong, Tom. Her folks were fine and friendly, but it kind of dragged out.
You mean weighing you up?
No, that's the galling thing about it. There was no question of opposition. Most welcoming. It all began to founder on detail.
Detail?
Arrangements. I told you her old man belonged to a particular religious sect.
Sort of fanatic?
No. It isn't at all a fanatical sect, but being Welsh, they don't have many chapels outside Wales.
Fair enough.
He wanted us to marry in their local chapel, which is where she married Freddie. And I'd have gone along with that, but Gwyneth wouldn't, because she wanted it here where our friends are. I know she was thinking mainly of me. She knows they won't take the blokes off the order of battle for a couple of days to attend a wedding.
Well, surely the blokes aren't so important.
I wasn't in on the argument, Tom. Gwyneth talked to her father in a different room, and her mother would sail in and out and say something cheerful to me about the weather and maybe brew up. Apparently there was a sort of compromise between them, and we all trotted down to see the minister to get him to look up whether there was a chapel of the right sort round here. He gave us a letter for a minister in King's Lynn.
That's handy enough.
Yes. Then we trotted round visiting her relations, which is fair enough, except she was on edge, Tom, you know. She was shaken.
You don't know what else her father might have said in this long conversation?
No, I don't. It wasn't her father, Tom, at least not for what mattered.
I see.
We stayed on the way back at a hotel near Worcester. She couldn't sleep, so we stuck the light on.
Yes?
You know that when Freddie went missing, she wouldn't allow herself to accept he was dead. She felt her faith and will might somehow... It's not 100% superstition, Tom. When I was struggling back the other morning, I know you willed me back, Tom. It helped.
But it didn't bring poor old Bill Slater back from the dead, James.
No. As time passed, she didn't really believe Freddie would come back. Then his dad started to spin stories about him pitching up in Greenland and living in igloos with Eskimos. So she knew pretty early he'd given him up.
And as you told me on her last visit, the whole of Freddie's family made it absolutely clear they'd given him up.
So have hers. And that's what led to this complication.
Complication?
Yes. When we were trotting round her relatives, we went to an aunt who tactfully removed Freddie's photograph from the mantelpiece. It just finally brought it home to her that everybody had given him up.
Yes.
You know she's a believer, Tom.
Yes.
Well, she prayed every night for his safe return, and she acted in faith. She never went out with anybody until me.
You said.
Well, apparently in recent weeks she's kept the prayers just about going.
Tick over revs.
Tick over revs. And the fact that Freddie's family wrote him off didn't affect the issue because they're not praying people. But her family are. And when she saw his picture gone from her aunt's mantelpiece, it brought it home that her family had ceased to pray for him.
Yes.
And that there was only her left to pray, exactly because of the intentions she'd conveyed to people.
Sure.
And that if she now ceased to pray, it was kind of cancelling a request to God.
In effect saying, scrub it.
Yes, conveying that it was okay now for him to withdraw his protection from poor old Freddie, dump him.
James, this is theology and I'm lost. But we do know that prayers or no prayers, poor old Freddie and his many accomplishments was a block of ice 5 minutes after he hit the ocean.
She knows, and she said it's not even a proper prayer to persist in, obstinately asking God to change his will, but it remains an act of faith. Perverse though she knows it to be, a kind of last strand of fidelity.
It seems sort of theoretical.
But not to her, and it didn't seem theoretical to me last night, seeing her trying to explain it sitting up in bed with the light on.
Well, she was tired.
It might never have happened if she hadn't been upset with all the argy-bargy and trotting about seeing relatives and the bloody minister, but it's as well it did. It sort of made things clear that might not otherwise...
I see.
She said she hadn't been fair to me. She said she thought she was using me.
Using you?
She said as a substitute. But then she said that wasn't really what she meant. She said she ought to have got spiritually free from Freddie before she met me.
Well, that wasn't her fault. You sought her out.
She said she knew I was right for her. Freddie dazzled her. She said she knew now she'd never seen the promise of a whole lifetime in him, and she thought, especially after the visit to his folks, that in time he'd just pass into the bygone.
Which he would have done, which he had done. It was just a final flare-up brought on by the circumstances.
I failed her. When she said yes to me, she was depending on me gently and finally to wipe Freddie off the slate. I didn't even know I had that to do.
How could you know?
If I'd been anything, Tom, but a bloody non-entity, I wouldn't have needed to know. It would simply have happened.
You're not a non-entity, but Christ you're not. She didn't want a load of bloody antics. She wanted you because you're steadfast enough for a lifetime. She said that, didn't she?
Something like that. She said it several times.
So what's going to happen, James?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's scrubbed.
Well, when was that decided?
This morning, when daylight came up. Oh, I think I'll climb into my pit, Tom. Seems a long time since my last sleep at her parents' place.
Sure. James, if I may just put a thought.
Surely, Tom.
It doesn't have to be immediate, does it? If you give it a bit of time, Freddie must fade away now. And these curious events may actually be helpful. It may well be they've tossed Freddie up to the surface for his final appearance. Now, hang on a bit. And then don't bugger about with chapels and all sorts of religious complications. Just nip in, see the padre, and get it done at the double on the third.
We did discuss something of the sort. I think she would have been willing.
But you weren't?
No. Things became clear for me that I should have realized from the beginning. As you said, Tom, she wants me for a lifetime, and I don't have a lifetime to give. Another 3-month marriage.
Balls.
All right, 6 months, a year. Knowing how it's hurt her, I can't ask her to go through it all again. What like a life would that leave her with?
You're not going to get the chop.
I shan't see the end of this war.
You better had. You get yourself killed, I'll have you shot.
So that's it.
I'm sorry, James. I'm very sad for both of you.
Yes. Okay for lights out?
Okay.
She's going to put in for a posting in the morning.
Yes?
Maybe if I'm still around when the war ends, maybe.
Sure. Since you are back, James.
Yeah?
There's something you might like to do tomorrow. Shall I save it?
Tell me.
Well, old Harry wanted to see you as soon as you got back.
Fine.
I think it's about your gong.
Oh, fine.
Well, in fact, I know it's about your gong.
Grand.
Yeah, but don't say you know. Old Harry wanted to be the first to tell you.
Sure.
What I thought, James, was sort of leaping ahead. I thought we might fix it to have a dinner party in London. I don't know whether that would sort of seem...
Oh, it'd be fine. I'd like that.
Invite your mother and your old man and the blokes if they're stood down, and Alec, old Harry if he'd come.
He won't. He repairs days off to a county lady with a baronial hall.
Well, bring his baronial lady. Everybody come, you know, real big do. I've got £45.
You're very kind, Tom.
And then afterwards we'll whip back here, top up the topers at the bar.
Bang on.
There's something I've really been looking forward to telling you, if you're not too tired.
Oh, I'd like to hear.
Catastrophe has befallen Gale and Hemsdale.
Pranged.
Better than that. One of their personal armchairs has been written off.
How did that happen?
It was the usual roughhouse their soirees develop into. Collapsed under a heap of scuffling ruffians, legs splayed out, springs sticking up, absolutely wrecked.
Wizzo.
And the handle got knocked off their jerry, so it's no longer decently portable when full, and they've planted bulbs in it. Which Alex says won't prosper, because of the extremes of temperature caused by their self-vandalised stove.
They really have hit rock bottom.
Absolutely. They've taken to drinking meths. And our good and faithful servant, the arsonist Lusty, is almost permanently absent conducting a wholesale greengrocery business round the farms.
Oh, how does he manage to get away with that?
You ask him, he doesn't talk to me. Oh, and the best thing of all, I nearly forgot to tell you, the station commander's landed in deep dirt.
The station commander?
Up to the neck. He's been burying kitchen waste instead of sending it to a depot of the Ministry of Agriculture, contrary to God knows how many orders.
Mutiny.
Yes. He's up for a drumhead court-martial with every prospect he'll be shot.
Bang on. I've obviously missed a very crowded week.
There'll be others. The new Canadian-built aircraft O for Oboe that you flew briefly before you leave.
Yes.
Well, it's actually a replacement, not for the kite you wrote off, but for the one Tim Unwin got clobbered in.
I know.
But it's agreed you consider it yours for the time being, subject, you know, to the usual maintenance turnover.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fine kite. It's a fall. Just minor snag, as I've mentioned.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I flew it on 2 of last week's operations, and I reckon it has 15 knots over anything in the squats over anything.
The engines seem really good.
And aerodynamically, Alex's mob haven't had time yet to scuff up the leading edges with their ladders.
Were you flying it when you bagged the 2?
Well, as it happens, no. But it was very sweet indeed in ground attack. Just that extra tautness. It was beautiful.
It smelled new. The Canadian ones smell different.
Yeah. Oh, and those snags you were complaining of. You were quite right. They were faults. Even I could detect them. And they've been fixed.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fine.
The carburation. Flight Sergeant Whale will tell you what they found.
I'd like to know, for interest.
The transfer from the starboard drop tank. Alec offered dropped a lot of flannel, but I don't honestly think they know what they've done. They just pulled it to bits and blew through some pipes and put it together again. But it's okay now.
And
It's absolutely spot on.
fine.
You'll be laughing.
Bang on.
That was Talk of Love and War by Don